Hello, I'm Will Skolton, and I'd like to lead you on another Bible study. This one's going to be on Matthew 24, verse 36. About the day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Have you ever talked about the second coming to a Christian? Well, nobody knows the day or hour, not even the Son, only the Father. Yeah, that's what this verse says. Mark 13 will tell us the same thing. But is it just at this time? Daniel knew. Paul tells us a mystery, doesn't he? These two verses are before the ascension happened, right? Could that have something to do with it? And, I know whoever listens to me knows that I'm all about keeping Leviticus 23. Okay? Why don't you keep Leviticus 23? Okay? We're going to see in the study that hour is also appointed time. Paul tells us after the last trumpet, sound of the last trumpet. That's on trumpets. That's in the 7th month. The 7th month is new beginnings. It's not a new year. Okay, it's not Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is not even in the Bible. It's not in. You're not commanded to keep Rosh Hashanah. Yom Teruah is. Rosh Hashanah came from Babylon. So, if creation week, you have 6 days and then the 7th day. So, for the months, you have the first 6 months, and then you have a 7th month of new beginnings. Why don't we celebrate that month? Should we? New beginnings haven't happened yet, have they? And if we're supposed to keep that, why wouldn't we keep all of them? Where do your holidays come from? They don't come out of the Bible. Where does your Sunday come from? Not out of the Bible. You ever think about that? Why do churches not keep any days that are commanded in Leviticus 23? He never told us they changed. And after watching this study, we'll see what you have to think about it. So before I say any more, we'll let the Word say more. And we're going to be looking at word studies and fact book. And we're going to see what stuff means and what it says. And I don't know why the translators in the church hide it from us. So I'll turn this around. Okay, so let's get started. Matthew 24. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. We'll be looking at hour later. Mark 13. But concerning that day or that hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Where else do you read about no one knows the day or hour, but only the Father? With the Old Testament weddings, right? The Son didn't know when he's going to get his bride, but the Father knew. It's something to think about. But concerning that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven nor the Son, but the Father only. For as were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark. And they were unaware of the flood until it came and swept them all away. So it will be with the Son of Man. But the faithful, Noah, all 8 of them knew when to go in the ark, didn't they? So what's going to happen to the faithful later? Are they going to know? We'll find out. That was Matthew 24 too. And while they were going to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, and the door was shut. Afterward, other virgins came also, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered, Truly I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour. Okay, all this has taken place before the ascension, right? Let's see what Paul and John tell us after the ascension happens. This is Thessalonians. Now concerning the times and the seasons, okay, seasons in Genesis 1 is moadim, okay, appointed times. Brothers, those are siblings, okay, have no need to have anything written to you, for you yourselves are fully aware that that day of the Yahuwah will come like a thief in the night. While people are saying there is peace and security, then suddenly destruction will come upon them as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. But you, brothers, are not in darkness, for that day to surprise you like a thief. For you are children of the light, children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness. So then let us not sleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober. For those who sleep, sleep at night, and those who get drunk are drunk at night. But since we belong to the day, let us be sober, having put on the breastplate of faith, love, and a helmet of hope of salvation. For Yahuwah has not destined us for wrath, but to obtain salvation through Yahshua, who died for us, so that whether we are awake or asleep, we might live with him. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. Okay? Remember who he's talking to here. He's talking to sibling believers. Okay? Paul makes it crystal clear in Corinthians. Here's Corinthians 15. Mystery and victory. I tell you this, brothers, flesh and blood cannot enter the kingdom of Yahuwah, nor does the perishable inherit the imperishable. Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trump will sound, and the dead will be raised, imperishable, and we shall be changed. For this perishable body must put on the imperishable, and this mortal body must put on immortality. So when the perishable puts on imperishable, and the mortal puts on immortality, then shall come to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Okay. There's two trumps in verse 52, and they're different. The first one is a war cry and can mean teruah, and the second one means sound of the trumpet. I thought that was interesting. So maybe I should show you. Okay, so here I'm just holding it. You can see trumpet and trumpet. And the first trumpet is trumpet sound, G4536. And the second trumpet, and you see they're spelled a little different too. It's 4537, means two trumpet. So we'll check this guy first. I'll bring this up over here. Okay. For warfare music tools, a straight metallic wind instrument made of silver used during worship in the court. Okay, Numbers 10, 1 through 10 talks about two trumpets hammered silver. Okay, now I'm going to right click and go to the word study. Word study is a war trumpet. Okay. Now we'll go to the other one. Click on that. We'll go to see that book is a little different. Okay. This one means blow a trumpet. Okay. Make the trumpet sound by blowing. Probably made of an animal's horn. Okay. And then I'll do the word study. And the word study is the sound the trumpet. Blow the trumpet. Okay. So there's two different words for trumpet there. Let me pause it again. Okay. So here's where things get very interesting. We're going to go look at some Old Testament verses to see how the Greek word translated from hour is translated in them. We're going to use the Septuagint. And then we'll have to come back and check out hour in Matthew. I might as well, let's do that first. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it over here again for just a minute. Okay, the hour. I'm going to click on hour. Okay, see the lemmas WPA. Go on word study. That'll bring us over to here. And the Septuagint. Let's see. Let's look at some Daniel stuff. Okay. As for you, go on your way to the end. You will rest, and then the end of days you will rise and receive your allotted inheritance. Let me see another one. You can see here it says moed. Okay. Numbers 9 verse 2. Have the Israelites celebrate the Passover at the appointed time. Daniel 8:19. He said, I'm going to tell you what will happen later in the time of wrath, because the vision concerns the appointed time of the end. So Daniel knew it was going to be at the appointed time, didn't he? Okay, so now we're in Daniel 8. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of the Aliyah, and it called, Gabriel, make this man understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came I was frightened and fell on my face. But he said to me, understand, O son of man, that the vision is for the time of the end. And when he had spoken to me, I fell into a deep sleep with my face to the ground. But he touched me and made me stand up. He said, behold, I will make known to you what shall be at the later end of the indignation, for it refers to the appointed time of the end. Okay, verse 19 is very clear, isn't it? And I think this is Habakkuk. Okay. I will take my stand at my watchpost and station myself on the tower and look to see what he will say to me and what I shall answer concerning my complaint. And Yahuwah answered me, write the vision, make it plain on the tablets, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end, it will not lie. It seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come, it will not delay. So that was Habakkuk. Okay. Then we got Revelations 3. I'm going to start reading at verse 3. Remember then what you received and heard, keep it, and repent. If you will not wake up, I will come like a thief, and you will not know what hour I have come against you. Yet You have still a few names in Sardis, people who have not soiled their garments, and they will walk with me in white, for they are worthy. The one who conquers will be clothed thus in white garments, and I will never blot his name out of the book of life. I will confess his name before my Father, before his angels. He who has an ear, let him hear to what the seven Spirit says to the churches. Okay? So, from the last trump on the Feast of Trumpets, or Yom Teruah, you have 10 days of awe, 10 days of repentance, when your name was written in the book of life. Do you keep Yom Kippur? Do you still think Yahweh's appointed times, moadims, are done away with? The translators in the church are trying their best to get you away from his holy days. Feast of Tabernacles comes in the middle of the 7th month. Are you going to miss the wedding banquet too? The 7th month is not a new year, Rosh Hashanah, which is not in Leviticus 23, is it? But a time of new beginnings, when Yahushua makes all things new. Are you going to make it past the fiery lake of sulfur? Let's look at some verses in Revelations chapters 20 through 22. Let's see what happens. Okay, here's Revelations chapter 20, 1,000 years. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in his hand the key to the bottomless pit with a great chain. And he seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who was the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And threw him into the pit, and shut it and sealed it over him, so that he might not deceive the nations any longer until the 1,000 years were ended. After that, he must be released for a little while. So what does this sound like? Does this sound like Yom Kippur? With the scapegoat, which is for Azazel. Remember, they had to have a fit man, tie a rope around his neck and bring him out into the abyss. Then I saw thrones, and seated on them were those whom the authority to judge was committed. Also I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for the testimony of Yahushua and for the word of Yahuwah, and those who had not worshipped the beast or its image, or had not received its mark on their foreheads or their hands. They came to life and reigned with Yahushua for 1,000 years. The rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Blessed is the one who shares in the first resurrection. Over such the second death has no power, but they will be priests of Yahuwah and of Yahusha, and will reign with him for 1,000 years. Okay, you want to be in the first resurrection, don't you? The defeat of Satan. And when the 1,000 years were ended, Satan will be released from his prison and will come out to receive the nations that are at the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, together with them for battle. Their number is like the sand of the sea. And they marched up over the broad plain of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints and the beloved city, but fire came down from heaven and consumed them. And the devil, who had deceived them, was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and the false prophets were, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Judgment of the great white throne. Then I saw a great white throne, and him who was seated on it. From his presence, earth and sky fled away, and no place was found for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and the books were opened. Then another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged according to what was written in the books, according to what they had done. Okay, when are the books open? In the 7th month, aren't they? And the sea gave up the dead who were in it. Death and Hades gave up dead who were in them, and they were judged, each one of them, according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death, the lake of fire. And if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. When were the books open to be written in the book of life? Yom Kippur. The new heaven and the new earth. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahuwah, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a voice from the throne saying, Behold, the dwelling place of Yahuwah is with man. What does that sound like? Does that sound like the beginning of the new covenant? Yahuwah will be with man. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people. And Yahuwah himself will be with them as their Elohim. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain any more, for the former things have passed away. So now the new stuff is here, huh? And he who was seated on the throne said, Behold, I am making all things new. A new covenant, a new heaven, a new earth. And he said, Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. And he said to me, It is done. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will give them from the spring of water of life without payment. The one who conquers will have this heritage, and I will be his Elohim, and he shall be my son. But as for the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, the murderers, the sexual immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, all liars, their portion will be in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death. New Jerusalem. Then came one from the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls full of the 7 last plagues, and spoke to me, saying, Come, I will show you the bride and the wife of the Lamb. And he carried me away in the Spirit to a great high mountain, and showed me the holy city, Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from Yahuwah, and having the glory of Yahuwah, its radiance like a most rare jewel, like jasper, clear crystal. It had a great high wall with 12 gates, At the gates, 12 angels. Where am I at? And on the gates, the names of the 12 tribes of the sons of Israel were inscribed. Okay? Church. Which gate are you going to go into? If there's 12 gates and the names of Israel, where do you fit? On the east 3 gates, and on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and on them were the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And the one who spoke with me had a measuring rod of gold to measure the city and its gates and walls. The city lies 4 square. Its length is the same as its width. And it measured the city with his rod, 12,000 stadia. Its length and width and height are all equal. He measured its wall 144 cubits by human measurements, which is also an angel's measurement. The wall was built of jasper, while the city was pure gold, like clear glass. The foundations of the wall of the city were adorned with every kind of jewel. The first, jasper, the second, sapphire, the third, agate, and the fourth, emerald, the fifth, onyx, the sixth, carnelian, the seventh, chrysolite, the eighth, beryl, the ninth, topaz, the 10th, chrysoprase, the 11th, jacinth, and the 12th, amethyst. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls, each of the gates made of a single pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, like transparent glass. And I saw no temple in the city, for its temple is Yahuwah, the Almighty, and the Lamb. And the city had no need of a sun or moon to shine on it, for the glory of Yahuwah gives its light, and its lamp is the Lamb. We're going to come back here to moon in a little while. By its light will the nations walk, and the kings of the earth bring their glory into it. Let's see where I'm at here. 23. By its light the nations will walk, and the kings of the earth will bring their glory into it. And the gates will never be shut by day, and there will be no night there. They will bring into it the glory and the honor of the nations. But nothing unclean will ever enter into it, nor anyone who does what is detestable or false, but only those who are written in the Lamb Book of Life. Is it detestable to eat pig? What is it when you break the Sabbath? The river of life, chapter 22. Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne of Yahuwah and of the Lamb, through the middle of the street of the city. Also on either side of the river, the tree of life, with its 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit for each month. The leaves of the tree were for healing of the nations. No longer will there be anything accused, But the throne of Yahuwah and the Lamb will be in it, and its servants will worship him. They will see his face, and his name will be on their foreheads, and night will be no more. They will need no light of lamp or sun, for Yahuwah will be their light, and they will reign with him forever. Yahusha's coming. And he said to me, these words are trustworthy and true, and Yahuwah, your Elohim, of the spirits of the prophets, has sent his angel to show you, his servants, what must soon take place. And behold, I am coming soon. Blessed is the one who keeps the words of this prophecy book. I, John, am the one who heard and saw these things. And when I heard and saw them, I fell down and worshipped at the feet of the angel who showed them to me. But he said to me, you must not do that. I am a fellow servant with you, and your brothers and the prophets, and those who keep the words of this book and worship Yahuwah. And he said to me, do not seal up the words of the prophecy of this book, for the time is near. Let the evildoer still do evil, and the filthy still be filthy, and the righteous still do right, and the holy still be holy. Remember, holy is set apart, and the set apart still be set apart. Behold, I am coming, bringing my recompense with me, to repay each one for what he has done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Blessed are those who wash their robes, so that they may have the right to the tree of life, and that they may enter the city by its gates. Outside there are dogs and sorcerers and sexual immoral, murderers, idolaters, and everyone who loves and practices falsehood. I, Yahusha, have sent my angel to testify to you about these things for the congregations. I am the root of the descendant of David, the bright and morning star. The Spirit and the bride say, come, and let the one who hears say, come, and let the one who is thirsty say, come, and let the one who desires to take the water of life without a price. I warn everyone who hears the words of this prophecy in this book, if anyone adds to them, Yahuwah will add to them the plagues described in this book. And if anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahuwah will take away his share of the tree of life and the holy city, which are described in this book. He who testifies to these things says, surely I am coming soon. Come, Yahusha. The grace of Yahusha be with all. Okay, now so going back to 1 Thessalonians 5. Okay. Now concerning the times and the seasons, I'm going to click on seasons and come down here. Okay, I'm going to right click that. Go to Bible study. Okay. Genesis 1:14, first place it choose. And Yahuwah said, let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years. Okay? And you can see it says, let me find a pointer here, moed. Okay? What else we got here? Go down to Deuteronomy 31:10. Then Moses commanded them at the end of every 7 years, and the year of canceled debts, during the festival of tabernacles. And you can look all these up. Even the stork in the sky knows her appointed seasons, and the dove, the swift, the thrush observe the time of their migration. But my people don't know the requirements of Yahuwah. That says it all, doesn't it? Come on, people. Daniel 8:19, might have read already. He said, I'm going to tell you what will happen in the later time of wrath, because the vision concerns the appointed time of the end. 12 verse 7. The man clothed in linen was above the waters of the river, lifted his right hand and his left hand toward heaven. I heard him swear by him who lives forever, saying, it will be for time, times, and half a time, when the power of the holy people has been fully broken. All these things will be completed. Habakkuk 3, I already read to you. Okay, awaits the appointed time. 11:27. At the appointed time. Daniel 11:29. At the appointed time. So, people, you think we should be keeping the holy days that are listed, not as Jewish or Israelites, but as Yahuwah's, the Creator's holy days? Or do you think we should just keep keeping Rome's days? I thought the one about the stork says it all. So, I'll be praying for you. We got to wake people up. We want to stay out of the lake of fire. Thank you very much.